The Asian Le Mans Series is an ACO series that races for invites to the 24 Hours of Le Mans. For the past 20 plus years, this series has both been a concept and been put out into action, with races such as the Race of a Thousand Years in December 2000 at the Adelaide Street Circuit, an attempt to make a Asia Pacific Le Mans series, a cancelled Sepang race in 2001, the Japan Le Mans Challenge in 2006 and 2007, a double 500-kilometer race weekend at Okayama in 2009, and the 1,000 kilometers of Zhuhai for the International Le Mans Cup in 2010, being all times that the ACO attempted to create an Asian Le Mans series as the full platform. It only became successful in 2012 when it was announced in the 24 Hours of Le Mans that an Asian Le Mans series would be launched for 2013. With open regulations on which cars would be allowed, the series initially lacked a lot of coherence. It took into the late 2010s before a consistent platform would be put up, with the Pro and Am LMP2 and GT class, with LMP3 being the middle category, and four 4-hour races at 4 different venues, usually held during the months of October to February. When COVID hit, this format changed to just 2 venues, both situated in the United Arab Emirates, with the 4 races taking place over a 9-day period. For 2023, the LMP2 AM and GT AM class fell out of favor, reducing the classes to 3, with entries being so high for the main classes that there was no need to be subclasses. The 2023 and 2024 season continues this continuity, and in this video, I will explain the series as a whole and attempt to clear it up for those interested in it. This upcoming season for the Asian Le Mans Series sees 5 races taking place at 3 venues, with the first 2 rounds coming at the returning Sepang International Circuit, the first time the Asian Le Mans Series has run a Southeast Asia race since Buriram in February of 2020, almost 4 years ago. At Buriram, 23 cars took place in the event, a solid mark for the series that had never really been known for massive entry lists. For the 2023-24 season, there are 23 GT cars in the class alone, with 16 prototype cars split amongst 11 LMP2s and 5 LMP3s, making 39 entries for this upcoming season. This is the second largest field in series history, only behind 2023, which saw 48 cars enter for the season, albeit all of the races were in the Middle East. There are more cars rumored or known to be running later races this year, including Dragon Racing, who will field 2 Ferrari 296s at the Dubai and Abu Dhabi races, as well as Kessel Racing is expected to run 2 more Ferraris for the UAE events, and a Cool Racing LMP2, which is making it 44 cars so far that we know will more than likely run at least one event. Sepang's last event came in 2020, when the night race was scheduled for the first time in series history. The weather didn't play very nice, and the race was delayed by over an hour and a half as a result of direct lightning strikes and severe rain. However, this is typical of Sepang, as the weather is super unpredictable most of the year. Some moments it'll be scorching sun and ruthlessly hot and humid, and others there'll be a chill in the air and the skies will open up. Barring the weather won't be an issue, both races will kick off at 6 a.m. Greenwich Mean Time, 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 10 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and run for 4 hours on back-to-back days. Some of the keynotes for each class will be as listed. In LMP2, the crews consist of a mandatory bronze driver, usually referred to as a gentleman driver, and then a list of whatever other rankings of drivers you want, this includes other silvers, golds, or platinums. The top tier crews fighting for the wins this weekend are as follows. Last year's LMP2 champions, the number 3 DKR engineering of Tom Dillman, Lawrence Hoare, and Alexander Matschul. A crew consisting of a driver who has experience in hypercar, albeit in van wall, a blossoming talent who will not often mess up, and a surprisingly quick first-year gentleman driver in LMP2. The number 4 CrowdStrike by APR of Colin Braun, Malte Jakobsen, and George Kurtz. The duo of Kurtz and Braun won a lot of races together in GT World Challenge America and won the Pro-Am subclass at the 24 Hours of Le Mans earlier this year. Kurtz just narrowly missed out on winning the Rolex 24 in LMP2 as well by only just a few feet, whereas Malte Jakobsen, he himself is a serious talent and a future Peugeot protege. The number 83 AF Corsa Francois Parado, Mathieu Vazevière, and Alessio Rivera. Parado is a top-tier bronze driver. Rivera is more than likely due for a Ferrari hypercar ride in the near future, and super fast as well. And Vazivier is one of the most solid and well-rounded drivers in the top-tier ranks of prototypes. The number 90 TF Sport of Michael Dinan, Charlie Eastwood, and Sally Yawlich. Dinan is a solid silver driver with experience working alongside Charlie Eastwood, whose pace is matched by very few. And Sally Yawlich, when he isn't getting himself into trouble, is the top-tier bronze driver. This combination has previously had success in both GTs and prototypes. And the number 99 Racing of Ahmed Al-Harti, Louis Delatraz, and Nikita Mazepin. Yes, that Nikita Mazepin. Say what you want, but he got to the top of the Formula ladder even if he wasn't by the cleanest of means, and he's not a slouch on pace. Delatraz, on the other hand, is a fantastic pickup to any crew, and Ahmed Al-Harti is only making his third ever start in LMP2 history, although his pace in just his first ever competitive session in Abu Dhabi earlier this year proved that he certainly is capable behind the wheel, even with limited track time. LMP3s are up next. Their entry list is not exactly off the charts popping, but there are some names to note. The racing combinations can include any combination of bronze with 2 silvers, or even just one, or a bronze-bronze-gold pairing. Their pace is faster than that of the GTs, but the driving lineups often have them mixing up with the top of the GT field during the early stages of the race. The crews to look out for are number 17 Cool Racing of Alexander Bukantsov, Daniel Frost, and James Winslow. Bukantsov and Winslow both ran the European Le Mans Series together for DKR Engineering in the LMP3, so their chemistry is there. Daniel Frost is a multi-time Indy NXT winner and has previously run in the Asian Le Mans Series, albeit with very little track time. Number 26 Breton Racing of Julian Jerby, Dan Skoktopole, and Mina Stefan. Jerby won the Michelin Le Mans Cup Championship in LMP3 for Team Virage. Dan Skoktopole is a young kid trying to prove himself by getting the best results possible in LMP3, and Mina Stefan is a Ligier European Series racing driver, also trying to prove himself. The GT class is now the final one. 8 manufacturers will be competing in this year's championship, and it might just be the deepest GT field we've ever had. The cars are all equated under a balance of performance to ensure the cars are as close as possible on performance levels. Even with the similarly paced cars, there are just a few of them that stick out the most. The lucky winners are the number 33 Herbert Motorsport of Antares Au, Tim Heinemann, and Matteo Cairoli. A proven gentleman driver in Antares Au leading the group with Tim Heinemann, a solid DTM driver with Matteo Cairoli, one of the best common racing drivers with Porsche, and a 24 Hours of Nürburgring winner. This is a lineup that once again proves that Herbert always delivers. The number 42 Santalak Racing of Alban Varudi, Gilles Magnus, and Christopher Haase. Varudi won the AM class in the GT4 European Series last year, and it wasn't even close. Gilles Magnus is a young but proven good racer for CompTU in the GT World Challenge Series, and Christopher Haase is one of the best Audi factory drivers for a reason, and he and his crew hope that Audi get that one final ACO championship. The number 88 Triple Engineering of Prince Jeffrey Ibrahim, Brock Feeney, and Lucas Stoltz. Jeffrey Ibrahim, alongside his brother Abu Bakr, are both great gentleman drivers. Brock Feeney is one of the best young talents in the world and a future star in supercars, and Lucas Stoltz is one of Mercedes' best factory works drivers, which is almost a broken record to say. And finally, the number 91 Pure Racing of Alex Malyakin, Joe Sturm, and Klaus Bachler. Malyakin is a speedy bronze, absolutely deserving of the praise as one of the top gentleman drivers out there. Jill Sturm is another young but upcoming talent, having already won some with his now older and more experienced teammate Klaus Bachler, who once again all team up together, as they did in Europe, to bring the fight to pure racing, to trying to get into the Le Mans 24 Hours. Well, that's it for this video. The 2023-24 Asian Le Mans Series is live, free on YouTube and Facebook. Live coverage flag to flag with post-race and pre-race coverage. Some of the best commentary in the world, as well as some of the best racing in the world. If you felt this video was entertaining or informative, please like the video. And I hope to make more of these videos soon enough. It's just a passion project at the moment, but I really do enjoy making this stuff. It allows me to express myself while allowing to tell other people more information that they otherwise would not have had.